Now that I have the scenes created, I don't really need to leave the scene window up. I can access all of the scenes by hitting this drop down icon very easily. I can go to the title page, for example. Now I'm in the title page options. So really on this, I don't really need it. So I'm going to select the drop down arrow right here and close this group and just get rid of that window. And again, I can access the scenes through here. And what I want to do is place the title of my monster story here on my title page. I'm going to select the text tool or the type tool over here. Click on that T. That activates the tool. I'm going to click on properties so I can make changes to the appearance of the text. Make sure this is set to classic text and static. And right here I can choose what font I want to use. I can key in the name if I know what it is I want to do. Notice I started Times New and it takes me to Times New Roman. But you can choose any font you want here. Make sure though it's not too crazy looking and that it'll be easy to read. So I'm going to go ahead and stay with Times New Roman. I'm going to leave it at bold. And I'm going to change the size out here. I think I'll set it to about 65, but really it depends on what you want to do. The letter spacing is set to 0. I can leave it at 0 or increase this amount, and then the spacing between my letters will be more, and we'll look at that in a moment. And I can change out the color of my text. I'm going to change it to a really beautiful red, and I'm ready to go. So I'm going to click one time and start typing. A monster story. And now I've got the title. I'm going to select my black arrow over here on the left in my toolbox. Make sure this is chosen. Go back to properties and make some more changes to it. Notice down here I've got an option for filters, and that's the one we're going to look at. So I'm going to hit this drop down arrow there, and right here I've got some options to add a filter. So that's what I want to do. I want to add a filter. So I'm going to click this little icon, and it brings me up with the different options for filtering, and I'm going to select to use the drop shadow in particular. Now I can change how I want it to look. The blur is at 5 pixels on the X and the Y, the quality and the angle and the distance and so on. I'm actually going to leave these settings as they are. If I wanted to change them, all I gotta do is simply click on it and then make a new choice. And I am going to change the drop shadow to a darker blue so it looks like this. Now I've got my name for my story. I want to also make sure I put my name. This is who wrote it or created it. So I'll click this T again. I'm going to click one time. Change that to lowercase y. Move it into position. Okay. Go back to properties. Hit the filters again. I'm going to add another drop shadow and change that drop shadow to a brighter blue. And I've got my initial title page created. Now later on in the story, as we move and progress through the project, you'll add some graphics down here and maybe one of your animated characters. But for now, this will do.